What's going on, guys? Just wanted to have one of my little serious talks tonight and giving you guys some advice. Okay, I think I'm at the point now, at least I believe, me being sober, that I can give some advice. I don't know everything, but here's what I can tell you. Okay, and this is what works for me. Just keep that in mind. All right. One of the biggest problems I have with AA, and I'm not dogging them. Like I said, if you need AA, that's great. It works for you. It doesn't work for me. What turned me off about AA more than anything is that them people there will try to convince you that not all, but it seems like a vast majority of them, and I've been to several AA meetings across my state, okay? And they're basically all pretty much the same. You stand up, you say, "Hi, I'm so and so, I'm an alcoholic." Goes around however many people are there. Some people will share their experience, some people will, read something out of a book or whatever. If you need that, that's great. But let me ask you something. Okay? And I'm a religious person. Okay? If I told you that the only way you're going to stay sober is you got to believe in God and you got to go to church, otherwise you're not going to stay sober, what would you tell me? You tell me go fuck myself, right? More than likely. How's that any different than AA? I mean, it's just really hypocritical. It really is. Because, AA is real big on saying they're a spiritual, non-religious program. But if you don't go to their meetings, then they condemn you for that. I had several people there condemn me because I wasn't coming enough. They would see me come in periodically and they would see I'm not consistent. Well, there's no way it's going to work. You got to be consistent. You got to read your big book. Well, I'm sorry. Let's call a spade a spade. Reading a fucking story out of a book is not going to keep me sober. Going to a freaking meeting saying I'm an alcoholic in front of a bunch of old timers that are 80, 90 years old or on their way out to their deathbed. No offense, but it's true. That ain't going to keep me sober. You know what's going to keep you sober? You. That's who's going to keep you sober. Okay, guys? It's just period, cut and dry. When you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, that's when you're going to quit. There ain't no meeting. There ain't no time in jail. Your kids, oh my God, I can't tell you how many people I would laugh at it. Because they would say, "Oh, my kids are going to keep me sober." Well, they haven't kept you sober all the way up till this point, so why the fuck would they start keeping you sober now? Most of you don't even have custody of your kids. And like I said, I'm just calling it the way it is. It's not because I'm an unsympathetic asshole or, well, maybe I'm kind of an asshole, I don't know. I come across it because you guys know me. This is a no bullshit channel. I say what's on my mind. And I told you guys many times, I'm not a popular guy, and I'm okay with that. YouTube is a game to me. It's not reality. When I get off this camera, I'm back in the real world. Just like when I put down the controller of a video game, yeah, I can get on my PlayStation and play Grand Theft Auto, run people over. When I get behind the wheel of my car, I'm stable enough to know that, hey, I can't do that. This ain't Grand Theft Auto. This is the real world. Okay? So I'm telling you guys, long story short, you got to be sick and tired and you got to want it. People have called me a dry drunk, whatever. People have called me this, that. I mean, That's what turned me off about AA. Because it's like, I'm not going to say what I'm really thinking because I don't want to step on people's toes, but it's like the Catholics, okay? They're really good at that. They'll tell you, you got to come to church or you're going to hell, but yet every other day you're reading in the news about a priest raping a kid. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like I said, if you're Catholic, don't take offense to that, but I'm just saying. You can't eat meat on Fridays. That's the most fucking ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Yeah, maybe that was a rule back in 1500 BC, but it's 2024. Come on. Not to mention the Catholic religion. Reason I don't respect them is because they built. They're all they just care about the fucking money. That's all they care about. That's why I don't respect the whatever. Not gonna go, but you guys get it. I'm not, like I said, I'm not gonna say anymore, but that's just the way I feel about it. And oh yeah, spit at the camera. Nice. I just noticed that. But guys, long story short, you know how I'm doing it? I'm doing it because I want it. That's how I'm doing it. Yes, I do see a shrink. I see a psychiatrist and a psychologist. I take some medications for my depression and alcohol cravings. Yes, I do have some crutches, if you could say. But, you know what? That's okay. It works for me. AA doesn't work for me. Like I said, I'm not the most social person to begin with. But now you're telling me the only way I can stay sober is to stand up and a bunch of frickin' people that I'm probably never going to see again and say I'm an alcoholic? No, that's bullshit. That is bullshit. So, yes, do I think AA is a potentially great program? Absolutely. Obviously, it's helped millions of people. But then again, churches help millions of people. You know what I'm saying? If I told you the only way you're going to stay sober is you have to believe in God and go to church, you tell me go fuck myself. So how is a person from AA or a member going to say the only way you can stay sober is you got to come to our group? What? That's bullshit. So, and like I said, I'm not condemning you. If AA is what you need, by all means, do it. You know what I need? Confidence in myself, trusting myself, convincing myself that, hey, I don't need that shit. I'm sick and tired of waking up. Listen, I got the place to myself right now. I could go out and get a case of beer and get fucking drunk right now, and probably nobody would know it. But you know what? I made the choice that I don't want to feel that way no more. I don't want to wake up with a fucking hangover. I don't want to wake up freaking shaking and sweating and puking and all that shit. You guys know. I mean, if you've had a problem with alcohol, drugs, whatever, you know what I'm talking about. So don't buy into that bullshit. You need AA to stay sober. Yeah, fuck you. Like I said, I think it's a great program. I really do. I mean, it's helped millions of people. But like I said, playing video games has helped millions of people. I don't see anybody worshiping them. But anyway, bottom line is, guys, here's what the message is for this video. I know I've kind of gotten a little long here, but that it really frustrates me. Because I am living proof that it can be done. You have to want it. And you have got to get to that point, whether it's drugs, alcohol, gambling, sex, whatever your crutch is, smoking, you got to get to the point, listen, most of it is you got to be sick and tired of being sick and tired. Once you get to that point, you need a crutch, okay. You know, chew some gum or I take naltrexone. Look it up. It's an alcohol craving pill. I've been taking it for over a year. Really good pill, by the way. It's not as harsh as Antabuse, because Antabuse you got to be really careful, because if you even get a taste of alcohol or mouthwash or anything, it'll make you violently sick. So a lot of doctors have actually turned away from that. So look up naltrexone if you don't believe me. That's exactly what it's for. And it works. Like I said, obviously I can't convince you guys to believe me, but I don't need to convince anybody. I know what works for me, and that's what you got to do. If you're struggling with an addiction, you got to say, you know what works for me? What works for so and so? What works for me? Not what some 80-year-old guy at fucking AA tells you. So that's how the update on that, guys. And I hope you guys have a good night. God bless.